during the break about choice versus necessity and how do they affect success.
Yes. You see, if you look at a doctor, an engineer, a pilot, etc., there's something I call, we do things, either we act by choice or by necessity.
Yes.
And if you look at those people that I just mentioned, they always reach their goal by choice, or at least most of them.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if you look at let's say a dishwasher, taxi driver, bus driver, etc., most of these, they do it by necessity because they have to put food on the table, they have to rent a place, etc., etc. Stagnation and failure in life happens when we're stuck by doing things by necessity. So yes, sometimes we have no choice but to do things by necessity, but this shouldn't be the case of a permanent, basically doing things permanently.
Well, it reminds me when I was young and I was a new immigrant to Canada, it's the same thing. You have to take this kind of jobs, as you said, to put food on the table and survive. I think the important thing is never lose track of your goal.
Absolutely.
And never accept this as a permanent situation.
Absolutely.
You are accepting it as a temporary bridge to get you to your goals. However, I've seen some friends where they took this kind of jobs, they had the same education as me, they took this kind of jobs, they found it comfortably, and they've accepted it. And on the short term, it's okay, but on the long term, it doesn't work out. And I feel what worked for me is you never lose track of your goal, just like you mentioned. You know where you want to go, and you know this is not where you want to be, but it's important to do it.
Yes, I consider myself a very good example, because I failed for 20 years, yet I never surrendered.
Yes.
So never surrender to these things. Then you remember when I said life has many challenges and a lot of detours. A lot of people, when they take the first detour, they take it and do it on a permanent basis.
Yes.
They don't treat it as a detour going back to your goal. And this is extremely important.
Yeah. And I always say, even in business today, I tell people I work with, sometimes you can never go on a straight line to achieve your goal. But so long as you're heading in the right direction, you know you're okay. So yes, you're going with an angle, but at the end, it brings you one step closer. But the problem is those who go in the opposite direction and hope to come back, because just like when you're driving in the opposite direction, you increase the time, the effort, and all this. So keep track of your goal. Always, every step you do, you should know it's bringing you one step closer. Yes. And as you said, achieving the goal itself is a problem, because unless you have other goals, you stop.
Absolutely, absolutely. There is, you see, again and again, I say, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Yes.
And this even in religion. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Yes.
And this should be taken as, okay, let me set a goal, a realistic primary goal for myself. What do I want to be in life?
Yeah.
And pursue that goal passionately.
Yes.
Until you achieve it. Life there's no such a thing in life, almost, that there's no such a thing as a straight line.
Yes. And the important thing is, as you mentioned, if we look at religion and you look at the prophets and messengers, they worked hard and life did not happen right away. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, 13 years in Mecca telling people to believe, and only a few believed, right? But he never gave up on this hope. And in the toughest moment, he reminds people of the goal and things will be better. And I think this is one of the important things for success, is in your toughest time, you see the good and you know that it will pay off. Because a lot of people in the tough times say, what's going to happen? I remember in one of the cases where Prophet Muhammad had told his companion, we will succeed and we will be very successful. And here they were surrounded by the enemy, said to come to destroy them. And one of them says, how could this success be? And yet at this moment, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is telling them, Islam will spread. So you never give up, even in the toughest moments of your life.
Absolutely.
And I think this is the one important thing to keep people going to succeed.
See, a lot of people don't believe in themselves.
Yes.
And don't believe in the circumstances around them that they could change. Here's what somebody said. This this should, basically, this too shall pass.
Yes.
We all go through hard times in life, but it's never that we stay there.
Okay. So how could we increase this people's confidence in themselves? How does somebody who is, and a lot of us are the same, we go through this, lack of self-confidence. What do you do?
First of all, that's why I said in my book, you have to understand yourself first.
Yes.
You have to understand that God gave you a powerful brain that can achieve anything. Unlike animals, we've been given the choice, we've been given the imagination, we've been given, we can pursue goals.
Yes.
Those who pursue the goals and believe they can achieve them normally achieve them. And those who don't believe, they can never achieve them.
Yes.
So you have to believe in yourself first that you can achieve, and God that gave you the brain to achieve things. There's no difference in intelligence between most people. Most successful people on earth are average intelligent people. They are not high IQ people. So this tells you that you can achieve those goals if you believe in yourself and you understand how your brain works. Because sometimes your brain works against you, and you have to know how to direct it to get your goals.
Is there a secret in your book of how to direct your brain to achieve your goal?
Well, one secret is self-talk.
Yeah.
Your brain, you have your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind always will attract to your life whatever you tell it.
Yes.
If you say it to yourself, I'm not worthy of success, that will materialize in your life. You cannot be successful because that's what you're telling yourself, and that will be your reality. So you have to start telling yourself, I can do it.
Yes.
I can get there. If they can, I can. Because if any other human being can do it, you can do it too.
Yes. And that's the important thing. And it never came easy to anybody. Successful people went through hardships and hard times, and that's what makes the success sweet. You've worked hard and you achieve it. So we should never give up. And as you mentioned, identify your goal. And I look at a verse in the Quran and it summarizes this. The ayah in Surah Al-Isra says, "Man arada al-akhirah wa sa'a laha sa'yaha wa huwa mu'min." First it says, he who wants the hereafter. He wants it. You have to know what you want. You have to decide. So as you say, the goal is clear. So it says, he wants the hereafter. سَعَى لَهَا سَعْيَهَا. He worked hard. He knows what he has to do. He goes to research. He goes to do. And he works hard to find out what does it take to achieve this goal. And then the underlying thing says, وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ. You have to believe you can do it. It's very important, this belief, because that's what gives you the strength in the hard time and things that you will achieve, inshallah.
Yes. There's one more thing I want to tell you. Success, as someone said, success has a price.
Yes.
You pay it and it's all yours.
Okay. I'm sure it must be a high price then, huh?
Well, it depends. What kind of success you want.
Yes.
High success, there is a price. A lot of people failed. Abraham Lincoln, for example, failed for 26 years. He ended up as a president. Thomas Edison, the same thing. Even Bill Gates.
Well, the real issue, success and failure are relative thing, and that's what we have to realize. We've run out of time. I'd like to thank you very much. Again, we're talking about Anatomy of Success. The author is Saleem Bidaoui, and it's on Amazon and inshallah on his website. There's much more, and inshallah, I encourage you to read the book and find out more about success. I'd like to thank you all for watching the show, and visit our website www.spiritofislam.com and see how you can support and keep the show going. And thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allah.